You have an incredible understanding, and by observing martial artists' cultivation, you create the method of covering the sky. You have an incredible talent and have gained 100 times your cultivation speed. Your constitution is against heaven. Awaken the innate chaotic body. Jiang Xian crossed the parallel world of invasion by thousands of tribes and the rise of martial arts, becoming the young master of the Jiang family, one of the 7 ancient tribes of the Dragon Kingdom. In this era of great struggle, where heroes rise up and heavenly pride emerges one after another. Fortunately, Jiang Xian obtained the anti-heavenly system. Not only is one's intellect rebellious, but also their talent, physique, and so on are all rebellious postures. At the beginning, I created the method of covering the sky and embarked on a path of cultivating immortality based on myself. Starting from today. You practice martial arts, I cultivate immortality. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1, Young Master of the Jiang Family, Creating the Sky Covering Method. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Longhua, Tianhai City. Jiang Family. In front of an open martial arts training ground. The Jiang family was originally the leader of the 7 ancient tribes. 100 years ago, thousands of tribes invaded. The 32nd generation head of the Jiang family, Jiang Taishu, wielded the power of the Ding clan and led the world's warriors to fight against thousands of tribes. In the end, the 10,000 clans were sealed in the endless caves. Jiang Taishu unfortunately fell due to his severe injury. Due to the high-end combat power of the Jiang family, most of them fell into that battle, causing significant damage to their morale. To this day, our Jiang family has fallen to the bottom of the 7 ancient tribes. A middle-aged man in a white robe was looking at the young boys and girls in front of him, and said earnestly, "In the future, whether our Jiang family can rise again depends on your generation." The identity of this middle-aged man is not that of anyone else. It is the current head of the Jiang family, Jiang Feihong. At the same time, he is also a powerful warrior at the level of Emperor Wu. Master. We will definitely work hard. My dream is to become someone like my ancestor Jiang Taishu. Our Jiang family will definitely become the first of the 7 ancient tribes again. Young boys and girls, all with uplifted expressions and full of energy. Jiang Feihong looked at the scene before him and couldn't help but smile. This is the cohesion of the Jiang family. It is also something that other ancient tribes do not possess. Even more unable to copy. Jiang Xian. Jiang Feihong spoke again and said a person's name. His words did not end. The young boys and girls looked at the same position in unison. Their eyes were filled with a hint of genuine respect. I saw a young man in a black robe standing quietly there. The young man has a handsome appearance, eyes like cold stars, and fair skin. A head of long black hair, casually draped around his back. If an ordinary person's hair is scattered like this, it will appear loose and unrestrained. But teenagers are not. On the contrary, he appeared extremely elegant and somewhat noble. It seems that he should have been like this. Father. The black-robed boy took a few steps forward and bowed slightly. Jiang Feihong nodded. He looked at Jiang Xian's eyes with a hint of appreciation. Jiang Xian, you built the foundation at the age of 8. To this day, it has been 10 years. Over the past decade, people your age have started practicing early on. But they don't know. Martial artists' cultivation focuses on the foundation. Now, your foundation is firmly established. Be sure to accumulate knowledge and make remarkable achievements. Jiang Feihong said this and gave Jiang Xian a deep glance, saying, "Today, I will pass on your Jiang family's inheritance of martial arts, the Tai Su Dao Jing. This is our ancestor of the Jiang family, who came to understand from the Daoist scriptures. This is the true heavenly level technique. In this world, The ranks of martial arts, from low to high, are. The 5 major grades are Huang, Xian, Di, Tian, and Sheng. Among them, just the Xuanjie martial arts are enough to make countless warriors compete for it. The martial arts and techniques of the earth level are extremely rare. Once it appears, it will inevitably cause waves of bloody storms. As for the existence of the heavenly level, either they have the same heritage as the 7 ancient tribes, or they are unparalleled powerhouses. Neither of these can be possessed. As for higher holy ranks, they have always existed only in legends and have never been seen by anyone with their own eyes. You come with me. After Jiang Feihong finished speaking, he turned around straight and walked towards the study. Jiang Xian nodded slightly and followed closely. The young boys and girls of the Jiang family were all envious of this scene. The Tai Su Dao Jing is a technique that countless factions dream of. I envy it so much. The Tai Su Dao Jing is only qualified to be studied by the heads of our Jiang family throughout history. Not bad. Jiang Xian is the young master of our Jiang family, so he naturally has the qualification to practice the Tai Su Dao Jing. That's right, such a divine skill. If everyone could practice it, then the Jiang family wouldn't be able to mess around. Although everyone envies. But they are extremely clear. The Tai Su Dao Jing can only be practiced by the masters of various dynasties. It's not something I can covet. In the study room. Tai Su Dao Jing. Jiang Feihong arrived at a cool banquet, sat cross-legged, and spoke. It is to activate the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and to refine one's own body. I'll demonstrate it for you once, you keep an eye on it. Jiang Feihong spoke and then began to operate his martial arts. For a while. Within a radius of several miles, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth quickly converges. Jiang Xian could clearly feel it. With Jiang Feihong's cultivation, the spiritual energy in the room has become much stronger. Even this is the result of Jiang Feihong's great convergence. After all, Jiang Feihong is a powerful warrior. If you fully engage in cultivation, I'm afraid that the spiritual energy from hundreds of miles around will be affected by it. Just as Jiang Xian was thinking so in his heart, a cold warning sound suddenly echoed through his mind. The anti-heavenly system is currently being activated. Activation successful, entering personal panel. Host. Jiang Xian, realm. None, practice. None, martial arts. None, system. Jiang Xian's pupils shrank slightly, and a hint of disbelief flashed through them. Immediately, a burst of ecstasy surged in his heart. Everyone knows it. The young master of the Jiang family was born to know him. What no one knows is, Jiang Xian is a traveler. 18 years ago, he was born in this world and became the young master of the Jiang family. What he didn't expect was, after 18 years of experience, I can still obtain the legendary golden finger. Just as Jiang Xian was planning to study the functionality of the system, a system prompt sound echoed throughout. You have an incredible understanding. By observing the cultivation of martial artists, you have gained insights and successfully created the sky covering technique. Chapter 2. Of the Daoist scripture. We'll see scrolls, innate chaotic body. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Covering the sky method. Jiang Xian's eyes flashed with a hint of joy. The method of covering the sky is the protagonist of a popular novel in his past life, created by the Emperor of the Wilderness. This path is completely different from any spiritual system. A normal practitioner needs to comprehend heaven and earth in order to improve themselves. The method of covering the sky is based on oneself. By constantly exploring the mysteries of our own body, we can unleash infinite potential. This is a supreme avenue that is enough to lead to the imperial realm. Xianer. At this moment, Jiang Feihong slowly withdrew his efforts. He opened his eyes and said in a deep voice. Next, I'll tell you the key points of the Tai Su Dao Jing's mnemonic. Remember well, don't spread it out. Jiang Xian regained his senses and nodded slightly. Yes, father. Subsequently, Jiang Feihong began to slowly recite the mnemonic of the Tai Su Dao Jing. Time slowly passes by. In the blink of an eye, it was already 20 minutes later. Did you take note? Jiang Feihong smiled at the corner of his mouth and looked at Jiang Xian. Even if I can't remember it, it's okay. Back then, even as a father, I had to memorize it no less than 10 times before I could remember it. After all, the entire Tai Su Dao Jing consists of over 1,000 words. Jiang Feihong is talking confidently. But he was completely unaware. At this moment, Jiang Xian had no intention of listening to him speak. You have an incredible understanding. By comprehending the Tai Su Dao Jing, you can appreciate the mysteries of the Dao. You have successfully created the cultivation method. Dao Jing Luan Hai chapter, just now. After Jiang Feihong talked about the key principles of the Tai Su Dao Jing, the anti-sky system once again exerted its power. Dao Jing, Luan Hai chapter. In the world of covering the sky, it is hailed as the most perfect foundational skill in the world. At the same time, the system also provides a rating for the Dao Jing Luan Hai chapter based on the level of cultivation in this world. Holy level ultimate skill. This is really dozing off. Come and give me a pillow. Originally, I was still worried about how to cultivate the sky covering technique. Unexpectedly, the next second, the cultivation technique will be delivered to your door. Jiang Xian couldn't help but show a faint smile when he thought of this. At the same time, Jiang Feihong has also made the final conclusion. Anyway, I'll tell you again as a father. No need, father. Jiang Xian nodded slightly and said. I have fully understood the Tai Su Dao Jing. Understanding. Jiang Feihong's pupils contracted violently. You should know. Understanding and remembering are not the same concept at all. The Tai Su Dao Jing is a truly top-notch heavenly level technique. If it is a person with relatively ordinary talent, even if it takes several years, or even more than a decade, one may not be able to glimpse the path. But I only said it once. Jiang Xian told himself that he had already understood. Jiang Feihong felt even more incredulous at the thought of this. However, out of trust in my son, he did not say anything negative, but instead spoke up. Since that's the case, why don't you demonstrate it and show it to my father? Okay. Without hesitation, Jiang Xian agreed directly. Exactly. He also wants to feel what the mystery of the sky covering technique is. Jiang Xian arrived at the cool banquet and sat cross-legged. Subsequently, he began to operate the Luanhai scroll in the Daoist scripture. For a while, within a radius of tens of meters, a large amount of spiritual energy from heaven and earth surged in. Unexpectedly. Did it really happen? Jiang Feihong looked at the scene before him and was deeply shocked. Accompanying it is a strong sense of joy. Nowadays, Xianer has not yet become a martial artist and can absorb spiritual energy from a radius of tens of meters. Such talent is truly rare in the world. My son. With the posture of a martial arts master. Just as Jiang Feihong was thinking so in his heart, Jiang Xian's mind echoed several warning sounds one after another. Your talent is unparalleled. You will permanently receive 100 times cultivation speed boost. You have an incredible understanding. By practicing the Will See scroll in the Dao Jing, you can gain 100 times cultivation speed boost. Your constitution is against heaven. Due to the first intake of heaven and earth spiritual energy, you have successfully activated the innate chaotic body. Equivalent to an ordinary cultivator, with a blessing of 200 times the cultivation speed. What a terrifying concept is this! That is to say, a cultivator with ordinary talent would take at least 3 months to open up a bitter sea. But Jiang Xian, it doesn't even take a day to open up the bitter sea. Not to mention, Jiang Xian also activated the chaos body. Chaos is the strongest physique in the world of obscurity. Its alias is also the banished immortal body. Can evolve all things, can also destroy all things. The most crucial thing is, anyone who owns a chaotic body can ignore the suppression of the laws of heaven and earth. Breakthroughs in all realms are inevitable. Even if one practices step by step, they can still become emperors. Now, I already have the terrifying talent of chaos. On this basis, there is an additional 200 times the cultivation speed. Opening up the bitter sea, isn't it in between day and night? Jiang Xian was thinking like this in his heart. Boom! Suddenly, there was an explosion in his ear. The next moment, within its body, a space of bitterness was opened up directly. Within the vast space, looking around, it is an endless sea of suffering. Due to Jiang Xian being a chaotic entity. Its bitter sea, without any color, is chaotic and ignorant. Everything is like a scene of heaven and earth opening up. Now, although I have just opened up a bitter sea, the depth of the ocean of suffering is already unfathomable. This is clearly a scene that can only be achieved when the bitter sea is complete. Jiang Xian looked at the scene before him with a thought in his heart. Upon careful consideration, this should be due to countless natural resources and treasures irrigated over the past decade. Perhaps. Can I try to break through the destiny realm? Jiang Xian couldn't help but feel a little eager to try this place. At this moment, the old father who is waiting outside has been so shocked. Chapter 3. 10 years of sword grinding, entering the realm of kings at once. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Back in the day, I built my foundation for 5 years and accumulated a strong foundation. I also had excellent talent. Even so, it still took 5 days to step into the realm of martial artists. Jiang Feihong looked at Jiang Xian, who was practicing cross-legged, and secretly said to himself, I don't know how long Xianer will take. He has built a foundation for 10 years, and if we talk about his foundation, it will be enough to surpass the world. I think it should not be worse than me. Jiang Feihong was thinking like this in his heart. But then, his pupils contracted violently. As if it was seeing some kind of scene beyond cognition. I saw Jiang Xian sitting cross-legged. A strong and domineering aura suddenly burst out from around its body. In an instant it was already sweeping in all directions. Martial. A warrior. In just over a dozen breaths, Xianer has already stepped into the realm of martial artists. No. That's not right. Jiang Feihong felt the intensity of Jiang Xian's breath and his face changed dramatically. This is clearly a breath that only martial artists can possess. In this world, martial arts thrive. The realm of martial arts, from low to high, is the 6 major realms of Wuzhe, Wushi, Wuwang, Wuzuan, Wuhuang, and Wuzong. If an ordinary person wants to become a warrior, not only does it require martial arts talent, but it also requires several months or even a year of cultivation. Such a person is 1 in 100. If you want to become a martial artist, even those with exceptional talents have to go through several years of cultivation. Jiang Feihong, although a powerful warrior, but he also started from the realm of martial arts, down to earth, step by step. But precisely because of this, he knew very well. At this moment, everything that happened to Jiang Xian capable of subverting the worldview of countless warriors. It's just a matter of 10 or so breaths before and after. Xianer stepped into the realm of martial arts. Tianzong wonder. He's just a genius in heaven. Jiang Feihong's face turned red. Even his body trembled faintly with excitement. At this moment, he can even foresee. In the near future, The ancient Jiang family will shine again due to the presence of Jiang Xian. But it's not yet time for Jiang Feihong's mood to calm down. The situation in the field has changed again. Originally, the range of spiritual energy influenced by Jiang Xian was only a few tens of meters around. Can be done in the next second. The extent of its influence has begun to spread wildly. It only takes a few short breaths before and after. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth within a radius of several miles, as if guided, converges crazily. With a large influx of spiritual energy from heaven and earth. Soon, a spiritual vortex formed over the Jiang family. And with the passage of time, the spiritual vortex is growing at a visible speed to the naked eye. Is this something that a martial artist can create? Jiang Feihong felt the changes around him. His eyes were filled with disbelief. Even if Jiang Feihong is a powerful warrior. But at this moment, he felt a bit lost and at a loss. In fact, this cannot be blamed on his lack of insight. After all, martial arts and the method of covering the sky are fundamentally different paths. If we talk about the power system, the sky covering technique completely crushes the martial arts of this world. On this basis, Jiang Xian possesses a chaotic body and a cultivation speed boost of 200 times. It's like cheating. Jiang Feihong couldn't understand, but it was only natural. After a long while, Jiang Feihong was just able to calm his mind and murmured. Fortunately, such a demon was born into my Jiang family. He is my son, Jiang Feihong. Just as Jiang Feihong finally convinced himself and prepared to accept Jiang Xian's demonic talent, boom. I saw that Jiang Xian's breath suddenly surged again, cutting and climbing. And break through again. Jiang Feihong widened his eyes and stared blankly at the scene in front of him. At this moment, he was completely shocked to the point where he couldn't speak. On the street near Jiang's house, pedestrians stopped one after another, gazing at the swirling vision above the Jiang family from afar. Is this the aura of the powerful King Wu? I remember that there are many powerful martial kings in the Jiang family nowadays. But this aura is extremely unfamiliar. It should be the new martial king. The Jiang family has added a new martial king. That's a good thing. I just don't know who the Jiang family really is, the identity of that King Wu. Pedestrians are all discussing and discussing. Even worse, he took out his phone and filmed this scene directly. Subsequently, it was directly uploaded online. The title is, Jiang Family of the Ancient Clan of Tianzi, Amazing Sky Phenomenon. Suspected of the birth of the new King Wu. Once this video is released, in just a few minutes of effort, its browsing volume has reached tens of thousands. And with the passage of time, this number is still climbing at a terrifying speed. Is there another powerful warrior from the Jiang family? That's great. Although the Jiang family is an ancient tribe, they are not as lofty as the other 6 ancient tribes. On the contrary, they are generations of heroes. Jiang Taishu has always been my idol. I really hope to see the Jiang family rise again. I remember, the young master of the Jiang family, Jiang Xian, has been sharpening his sword for 10 years, and I don't know when it will be unsheathed. Chapter 4. Cultivation of Life Spring, Jiang Xuanming's Records. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With the continuous fermentation on the internet, news about the Jiang family quickly spread to the ears of major forces. Yunhai City, Yi family. In a study room. Father, there has been a huge uproar on the internet. A handsome young man was looking at the middle-aged man in front of him with an extremely respectful expression. Everyone is discussing the matter of adding a new King Wu to the Jiang family. The middle-aged man put down the scroll in his hand and frowned slightly. It's just a small matter for others to discuss. Why do you need to report to me? King Wu is a strong warrior. Looking at the entire Dragon Kingdom, no matter where you go, it is a presence worthy of being honored as a guest of honor. In the eyes of this middle-aged man, it was just a trivial matter. If outsiders listen, they will definitely be shocked. However, he does have the right to say that. Just because of this middle-aged man's identity. It is one of the 7 ancient tribes, the contemporary head of the Yi family, Yi Wentian. His cultivation level is equivalent to that of Jiang Feihong from the Jiang family, both of which belong to the martial emperor realm. Nowadays, the Jiang family has long been out of touch. It's just a matter of time before falling among the 7 ancient tribes. As for this newly appointed King Wu, Yi Wentian said this and shook his head slightly. I believe that some old guy from the Jiang family broke through, right? It's insignificant. Yes, father. The young man nodded slightly, then tentatively asked. Nowadays, countless people on the internet are paying attention to the Jiang family. So, we were originally planning to compete for the Jiang family's blood source mineral veins, should we postpone it? The voice of the youth has just finished. Yi Wentian couldn't help but laugh. Delayed. Why delay? Even though everyone is watching, what then? The Jiang family is no longer the same as before. My Yi family is not the same as before, they only follow the Jiang family to flag and shout. At this point, Yi Wentian's words changed and his tone became incredibly firm. Therefore, this blood source mineral vein not only needs to be contested, but also needs to be contested immediately. Yes. The young man bowed slightly and then said. I'll take someone to handle it now. Except for the ancient Yi family. The reactions of the other 5 ancient tribes are also different. In the eyes of others, the appearance of a powerful warrior is enough to trigger waves. It can be found among various ancient tribes. There are not a few strong King Wu. Therefore, it is not worth making a big fuss about. In their eyes, the newly appointed King Wu of the Jiang family is probably just some old guy who broke through. It's completely insignificant. Above the endless sea of suffering, an ancient well located in the center. Dao Xia Guang bursts out from it, shining in the sky. The majestic spring water surges out like an endless stream. Mingquan realm. Jiang Xian looked at the scene before him, feeling quite satisfied. If you are an ordinary cultivator, you want to cultivate to the spring of life realm. At least it will take several years, or even more than a decade. But Jiang Xian has a chaotic body and is blessed with 200 times his cultivation speed. In addition, it has accumulated a decade of cultural heritage. From ordinary people to the realm of destiny. It only took a dozen breaths of effort. It's simply against the heavens. Next, it is necessary to accumulate continuously. If I follow my current cultivation speed, I want to cultivate the Mingyuan realm to perfection. It only takes 2 days. At that time, you can try to break through the next realm, the Divine Bridge realm. In the method of covering the sky, the Luanhai realm is the largest realm. This realm is further divided into 4 steps. Open up a bitter sea, cultivate a life spring, build a divine bridge, and reach the other shore. This corresponds precisely to the 4 realms. Every breakthrough represents a transformation in strength. If we can reach the realm of the divine bridge, that means you can step on the void and ride the rainbow. If placed in the martial arts realm, this is an ability that only a strong warrior can possess. Jiang Xian couldn't help feeling a little hot at the thought of this. However, that's all for today. After all, my father is still waiting outside. After a brief hesitation, Jiang Xian immediately withdrew from the Kuhai space. As consciousness returns, Jiang Xian slowly opened his eyes. Can be done in the next second. He met the shocked gaze of his old father. Xianer, you. Jiang Feihong stared blankly at Jiang Xian, his eyes full of disbelief. Have you achieved the realm of King Wu? King Wu. Jiang Xian was slightly taken aback and said with some uncertainty. Shouldn't it be? What he practices is the method of covering the sky, which is completely different from martial arts. Therefore, Jiang Xian was also unclear about his own strength. Okay. Jiang Feihong was extremely excited and even said 3 good words in a row. Sharpen the sword for 10 years. Enter the realm of the king at once. Even if we look at the whole world, such an example of being a father is unheard of. Even though Jiang Feihong is a powerful warrior. But at this moment, he can no longer remain calm. Xianer, in the future, there will definitely be a place for you in this world. A place. Jiang Xian couldn't help but chuckle as he listened to Jiang Feihong's words. His goal is not just to occupy a place in this world. The method of covering the sky is already a great road leading to the imperial realm. On the other hand, in this world, although the martial arts are flourishing, they are unprecedentedly prosperous. From all aspects, the method of covering the sky is enough to have a crushing effect. Since there is no emperor in this world, I naturally want to become the only emperor. This is Jiang Xian's goal. He not only possesses a chaotic body, but also the method of covering the sky. With the blessings of the anti-celestial system. To preach and proclaim oneself emperor. No exaggeration. Chapter 5. Ultimate Pride, Shocking the World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Whether it is the heavenly covering method or the anti-heavenly system. These are all beings that can drive the whole world crazy. Therefore, even if Jiang Xian had the confidence of Emperor Cheng, he also has no intention of informing his father. Before I am strong enough. These secrets can only be hidden deep in the heart. Xianer. At this moment, Jiang Feihong looked at Jiang Xian with enthusiastic eyes. What do you think of my father's plan to create momentum for you? Build momentum. Whether it is the 7 ancient tribes or other various forces, they all have this tradition. That is to promote one's own pride and accumulate fame for it. Now, Jiang Xian has been sharpening his sword for 10 years. It's time to be born. Jiang Feihong thought so in his heart. Everything is arranged by my father. Jiang Xian nodded slightly. He does not resist fame. Very good. Upon hearing these words, Jiang Feihong couldn't help but laugh loudly. Since that's the case, father, I'll order someone to handle it. It's time to let the world feel the shock from the Jiang family again. If someone else changes, perhaps we still need to worry. People are afraid of fame and pigs are afraid of strength. The Jiang family is one of the 7 ancient tribes. Even if it's other ancient tribes, they want to take action against Jiang Xian. We also need to weigh whether we can withstand the crazy backlash of the Jiang family. Therefore, Jiang Feihong is not afraid of Jiang Xian's innate demons. I'm afraid he's not talented enough to be a demon. After a moment of contemplation, Jiang Xian spoke up and said, Father, if there's nothing else, I plan to go back to my room to practice first. If we can break through to the divine bridge realm. So, he has the ability to fly a rainbow. Jiang Xian's heart was already somewhat impatient. Okay. Jiang Feihong's eyes became increasingly hot. His gaze towards Jiang Xian was as if he were looking at a rare treasure. A peerless genius is certainly astonishing. But it can't be considered scary. But as a peerless genius, one can work even harder than ordinary people. This is truly terrifying. With Jiang Xian's departure. Without hesitation, Jiang Feihong immediately arranged for manpower to create momentum for Jiang Xian. But soon, he discovered that on the internet, there is already overwhelming news about the newly appointed King Wu of the Jiang family. Ha ha ha. This is really a godsend to my Jiang family. Jiang Feihong couldn't help but show a cheerful smile upon seeing this scene. With the operation of Jiang Feihong, the major media in Longwa immediately received the news. Faced with the demands of the Jiang family, they dare not refuse. I don't even want to refuse. Just because of this news, it's really explosive. The so-called media. Just one step slow, one step slow. Therefore, major media outlets dare not hesitate and have ordered people to immediately start writing reports. Starting from the news given by the Jiang family. It only took a little over 10 minutes before and after. One report after another was freshly produced. 10 years of sharpening a sword. Once entered the kingdom. Jiang Xian, the young master of the Jiang family, has been hiding for 10 years and is now unsheathed. The Jiang family was surprised to discover a mysterious martial king, but unexpectedly, the mysterious martial king was him. One headline is eye-catching, covering the entire network. The content under this title is full of information about Jiang Xian. Jiang Xian is the contemporary young master of the ancient Jiang family. Other peers started practicing early on. Jiang Xian still focused on accumulating and remained unmoved. Zhang Feng has been hiding for 10 years, today he will be unsheathed. Once you enter the realm of King Wu. As soon as this news comes out, instantly on the internet, waves and waves of turbulence were stirred up. So, that mysterious martial king is actually the young master of the Jiang family. Did it only take so short a time to complete the transformation from an ordinary person to a martial king, even if Master Jiang has been hiding his power for 10 years, is this too incredible? I have never heard of such a feat when I first entered the realm of the King Jiang family. I'm afraid there will be another Jiang Taishu again for a while. The entire Dragon Kingdom was plunged into a violent oscillation. Meanwhile, this also represents. At this moment, Jiang Xian officially stepped onto the stage, facing the world. Click. The teacup fell to the ground and instantly split into pieces. Yi Wentian suddenly stood up, his eyes full of disbelief. The newly appointed Prince Wu of the Jiang family is actually the young master of the Jiang family, Jiang Xian. Yes. In front of Yi Wentian. A middle-aged man nodded slightly and said in a deep voice. This news was ordered by the Jiang family to be published by major media outlets. I think there shouldn't be any fakes. As this person's words fell, Yi Wentian's expression was already hard to see to the extreme. He can no longer maintain his previous composure. A powerful warrior. For the major ancient tribes, it is nothing at all. If there were a young descendant of the ancient tribe, there would be a King Wu. That would be a great celebration. This means the prosperity of the family's fortune. But if it's just that, it's not enough. What truly made Yi Wentian feel like he was breaking through the defense? Jiang Xian surprisingly, in a very short period of time, completed the magnificent transformation from an ordinary person to a powerful warrior. Even if it's been 10 years since the foundation was built. This kind of effect is also too extreme. This kind of thing. I've never seen it before. I've never heard of it before. At this moment, Yi Wentian's heart had already stirred up waves of turbulence. I thought. The decline of the Jiang family is inevitable. Just wait for a few years, or even a decade. The current situation of the Jiang family not receiving green and yellow crops. It is bound to fall out of the ranks of the 7 ancient tribes. But who ever thought? At this moment, a peerless demon appeared. Perhaps is it true that heaven never dies for the Jiang family? Chapter 6. Jiang Family Myth, Building a Divine Bridge. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Except for the ancient Yi family. The other 5 ancient tribes were all shocked. No one expected it. That newly appointed King Wu surprisingly, it's the young master of the Jiang family, Jiang Xian. 10 years of sharpening the sword, once entering the realm of the king. Such talent is simply shocking. At a time when all major ancient tribes were in turmoil due to the birth of Jiang Xian. Kyoto, 100-story building. Top level. Ha ha ha. Okay. 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 What a great Jiang Xian. An old man was standing in front of the French window on crutches, smiling. I saw him looking in the direction of Tianzi city and murmuring. Brother Taishu. Unfortunately, you died in battle back then. If not, we can witness with our own eyes the rise of a demon in the Jiang family. Jiang Taishu. This name, to anyone, is a mythical symbol. Unreal and elusive, difficult to reach. But this old man has truly witnessed the legend of Jiang Taishu. Even once fought alongside it, resisting all races. Over the years, I have been secretly helping the Jiang family. After all, their abilities are limited, and even if they help, they can only watch the decline of the Jiang family helplessly. With the birth of Jiang Xian, the rise of the Jiang family has become inevitable. The old man murmured as he tightened his crutch and continued. Brother Taishu, just keep an eye on it. Even if I had fought this old bone, I would never have let Jiang Xian fall midway. If someone else is present, they can definitely recognize it at a glance. The identity of this old man. It is the current president of the Dragon Kingdom Martial Arts Guild. Situ Quebec. He is over 150 years old. It's a real old monster. He not only holds significant power. At the same time, his martial arts cultivation reached the realm of Emperor Wu. Even when looking at the Dragon Kingdom, it is still a well-known figure. Zhong is one of the 7 ancient tribes. We also need to give it 3 thin faces. Jiang's family. Situ K let out a soft sigh and murmured. Jiang family, we have done enough for the human race. Next, it's time to get rewarded. As time goes by. Regarding Jiang Xian's popularity, it has not decreased. Instead, it's getting worse and worse. The main reason for this phenomenon. It's not just because of Jiang Xian's talent and demons. It's even more because the significance represented by the ancient Jiang family. In the past. At the time of the invasion of thousands of ethnic groups, it was like a torrent rolling unstoppable. Looking up, the mountains and rivers are shattered, all desolate. The 6 ancient tribes stood idly by. Only Jiang Taishu, with the power of his family, rose against the current and fought against the tide of the times. Martial warriors from all over the world have followed him one after another. In the end, Wanzu was defeated and sealed in the cave. The Jiang family suffered heavy losses and fell to the end of the 7 ancient tribes. But even so, the Jiang family, in the hearts of countless people, is still an immensely prestigious and insurmountable existence. To this day, Jiang Xian, the young master of the Jiang family, emerged from the world with the posture of a peerless demon. The first thought of the vast majority of people is not jealousy, but genuinely excited for the Jiang family. Only the Jiang family. Only then can one be worthy of such a demon young master. In the blink of an eye, time had already arrived 2 days later. Within the vast space, the chaotic and colorless sea of suffering rolls endlessly. Above the bitter sea, there are colorful rays blooming, dazzling and dazzling. After 2 days, I have reached a perfect state of destiny. Jiang Xian looked at the scene before him, and a hint of anticipation flashed in his eyes. Next, we will build the divine bridge and step into the realm of the divine bridge. The next moment. Without hesitation, Jiang Xian immediately increased his efforts to absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. The majestic spiritual energy of heaven and earth surges in its just a few short breaths before and after. Boom! A glow spanning across the sky descended from the sky. In the moment it falls on the bitter sea, it transforms into a divine bridge. The Xinqiao Bridge is in 7 colors and its width is enough to accommodate 4 or 5 people walking side by side. The length of this bridge is endless. As if we have reached the end of the bitter sea. So far. The divine bridge realm has been completed. Jiang Xian's body slowly descended and stepped on the divine bridge. His expression couldn't help but be somewhat emotional. Even in a world shrouded in darkness. The divine bridge realm is also a goal that countless cultivators have struggled to achieve throughout their lives. But all of this. It only took me 2 short days. Jiang Xian shook his head slightly and drove away all the distractions in his heart. Now, I have reached the realm of the divine bridge and can sail under the rainbow. However, there is still a lack of some offensive means that need to be supplemented. Coincidentally, the Jiang family has a strong accumulation of numerous martial arts and techniques. I can go and take a look, maybe the anti-heaven system can still give me some surprises. At the same time, with Jiang Xian's breakthrough, a terrifying aura suddenly spread in all directions, centered around the Jiang family. Which martial lord did it take action? In the practice room. Jiang Feihong, who was devoting himself to cultivation, suddenly opened his eyes. He frowned slightly. However, the powerful warriors in the clan have all been sent by me to guard major mines. Wait. Jiang Feihong's face suddenly changed slightly. He had a terrifying guess in his heart. Shouldn't it be Jiang Xian, did you break through again? Chapter 7. Breaking through the realm again. The attitude of the Jiang family. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Inside the room. Jiang Xian slowly opened his eyes and exhaled a mouthful of turbid qi, ending his cultivation. Next, it's time to take a look at the Jiang family's treasury. Jiang Xian thought of this and prepared to get up. But he just opened the door. I saw a stream of light falling from the sky. Xianer, have you broken through again? I saw that the visitor was none other than Jiang Feihong. At this moment, Jiang Feihong's expression was filled with disbelief. Shua shua shua. Not waiting for Jiang Xian's answer. A series of broken winds echoed through. Each Jiang family's martial king followed his breath. It only takes a few short breaths before and after. In the courtyard, more than 10 Jiang family martial kings have already gathered. Everyone's gaze was fixed on Jiang Xian. That look, it's like looking at some kind of monster. The young master is already in the realm of King Wu. If he breaks through again, won't he reach the realm of Lord Wu? How could this be? It's only been 2 short days since the young master became the king of Wu. Once entering the royal realm, such things happen, and it's not impossible to enter the martial lord in 2 days. In the eyes of countless people, these are all towering martial kings. At this moment, everyone seemed somewhat bewildered. Well, I did make a breakthrough. Under the gaze of countless people. Jiang Xian nodded slightly and gave a definite answer. Although everyone is mentally prepared. As soon as Jiang Xian said this, they still couldn't help but take a cold breath. Xianer, come and attack me with all your strength. Jiang Feihong took a deep breath and spoke in a deep voice. Until now. Even if he trusts Jiang Xian again, he has to test it. After all. Even if it's a demon, there must be a limit. Once entering the realm of the king. 2 days into the realm of reverence. If at this speed. Give the other party some more time. Isn't it necessary to directly surpass oneself? How could this be possible? Okay. Jiang Xian didn't talk nonsense, his spiritual power surged wildly in his body. Then, he raised his hand and punched fiercely. Boom. Accompanied by a loud bang. Jiang Xian's fist fiercely hit Jiang Feihong's arm. An invisible wave of air swept in all directions, instantly centered around 2 people. The flowers and plants around were all thrown away. Even a towering tree was cut off by a waste block. For a moment it was filled with sand and dust. Wu Zun. The young master's combat power is indeed Wu Zun. A King Wu's face was somewhat pale, and he couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. The other martial kings also felt a strong sense of oppression from Jiang Xian's strike. They have no doubt. If it were me, take this punch head on. Even if you don't die, you must suffer a heavy blow. I saw Jiang Feihong put away his arms and savored the power that Jiang Xian had shown just now. At this moment, he undoubtedly has a clearer understanding of Jiang Xian's level of demons. Only those who are truly strong in the martial arts realm can possess the combat power. Jiang Feihong took a deep breath. At this moment, his eyes were filled with endless joy. Xianer, you have such a demonic talent. With just a few days, you can definitely restore the glory of our Jiang family's past. If you need anything, feel free to mention it. I will spare no expense for my father and do my best to satisfy you. Jiang Feihong made this statement. A group of Jiang family martial kings also quickly nodded in agreement. These powerful warriors are all members of the ancient Jiang family, at the senior level of the clan. At the moment when the Jiang family has made significant decisions, they also have voting rights. At this moment, they did not raise any objections to Jiang Feihong's words. This is very obvious. Jiang Xian has completely conquered them with his demonic talent. As long as Jiang Xian speaks up, even the stars in the sky, they will spare no effort to get it for each other. Jiang Xian pondered for a moment and shook his head slightly. In fact, he really doesn't have anything particularly needed. If we talk about cultivation resources, in this regard, I am already not lacking. Just in the past decade, the value of the natural resources and treasures invested by the Jiang family in order to accumulate their own heritage is immeasurable. In the future, I'm afraid I will give more. If we talk about money, Jiang Xian is also not short of money. The ancient Jiang family has been passed down for a long time and holds billions of assets. It's not an exaggeration to describe it as being wealthy enough to rival a country. Next, I plan to find some suitable martial arts as attack methods. In the end, Jiang Xian still expressed his initial thoughts. No problem. Without any hesitation, Jiang Feihong bluntly said. My Jiang family has been passed down for a long time. There are countless martial arts and techniques. You can browse freely. As Jiang Feihong's words fell, an old member of the Wu Wang clan quickly spoke up and said, I am the clan elder responsible for guarding the Jiang family's scripture storage pavilion. If the young master needs it, I can even directly block the sutra pavilion. No one is allowed in or out except for the young master. The other ethnic elders have no objections to this. At this moment, their ideas are surprisingly consistent. That is, if Jiang Xian needs it. So, everyone in the entire Jiang family. Everyone must make way for Jiang Xian. Chapter 8. The meaning of the family, Jiang family's Daoist treasure. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the end, Jiang Xian chose to reject the proposal of the tribal elder. He possesses an extraordinary insight. Inspiration is like a spring, flowing continuously. It won't dry up at all. Therefore, there is no need to worry about being disturbed by others. Jiang Xian first said goodbye to Jiang Feihong and the elders of various ethnic groups. Subsequently, he went straight to the Jiang family's library. The young master's talent is amazing, even when it comes to treating family children, he is so generous. A tribal elder looked at Jiang Xian's back and couldn't help but exclaim. Once this statement is made, the other elders of all ethnic groups nodded in agreement. Jiang Feihong couldn't help feeling a bit proud when he saw this scene. That's pride in having such a son. However, Jiang Feihong is after all the head of the ancient tribe and a powerful warrior. Soon, his mood calmed down and he spoke up. Spread the news of Xianer breaking through to Wuzhuan. This A tribal elder hesitated and said, "The young master's talent is too demonic. If it is spread, there may be people coveting it. This kind of thing cannot be concealed." Jiang Feihong chuckled lightly and said lightly. Just now, when Xian'er broke through, the aura he revealed had already spread beyond the Jiang family. The nearby warriors may already have guesses in their hearts. Besides, Jiang Feihong paused slightly at this point. A hint of pride flashed in his eyes. If others want to touch Xian'er, then be prepared for retaliation by the Jiang family. Even if it's the other 6 ancient tribes, do you really dare to fight against my Jiang family? Is it possible to end up with a net of fish or fish? Once this statement is made, the clan elders looked at each other in confusion. Subsequently, everyone nodded in agreement. Indeed. If it were a family, they would not even be able to protect their own pride. So, such a family, what is the meaning of existence? The Jiang family's library has 3 floors. Its appearance is almost identical to that of a library. However, on weekdays, the library pavilion is guarded by powerful warriors at the level of King Wu. Therefore, there is no need to worry about the theft of classics. The first floor of the library mostly consists of Wangqi's martial arts, as well as some martial artists' cultivation experiences. This is prepared for ordinary disciples in the family. As for the second level, it is the Xuanming martial arts, and only elite disciples are eligible to enter. The highest third layer is the earth-level martial arts, with dozens of them. Non-talented individuals are not allowed to enter. In addition to martial arts, the third layer also houses some precious Taoist treasures for disciples' enlightenment. Jiang Xian walked straight into the library, with no obstacles along the way. He didn't make any stops on the first floor, but went straight to the third floor. Jiang Xian's goal is very clear. That's earth-level martial arts and Taoist scriptures. Earth-level martial arts, any one of them, is enough to stir up a bloody storm in the outside world. Its value goes without saying much. As for Daozang, to some extent, it is more precious than earth-level martial arts. Daozang is the foundation of martial arts. The initial martial arts. It is someone who suddenly realizes from within the Tao's possession. Afterwards, there are countless talented individuals who have created powerful martial arts and techniques through various Taoist collections. The human race is precisely because of this. I have just entered the prosperous era of martial arts. It is precisely because of the importance of Taoist scriptures. Whether it's powerful warriors or various forces. Once a Taoist collection is obtained, it will be immediately collected for inheritance. Over time, the Taoist scriptures that have been passed down outside are extremely rare. Even if it's the Jiang family, only a dozen or so Taoist collections have been included. Cousin Jiang Xiangang had just stepped into the third floor when he heard a joyful voice. He turned his head to look. I saw a girl wearing a pink long dress standing there with a lively expression of joy. The age of the young girl is about 16 or 17 years old. Although its appearance may still appear youthful, it is incredibly exquisite. No one can tell. This is a perfect beauty. At this moment, her small face was flushed and she was holding a ground-level martial art in her hand. So it's Linger. Jiang Xian saw the girl's face clearly and couldn't help but show a faint smile. The full name of the girl is Jiang Yunling. Jiang Yunling was not originally from the Jiang family. His biological father was a martial prince of the Jiang family, responsible for guarding a mining vein. Later, due to an outbreak of a beast tide, his father, in order to protect the foundation of the Jiang family, fought fiercely with monsters in front of the mine for a day and a night. When the support from the Jiang family rushed over, his father has fallen. At that time, Jiang Yunling was still young. Jiang Xian's uncle felt sorry for him and also felt grateful for his father's achievements. So, she was adopted as an adopted daughter and given the surname Jiang. But who knows? This young girl, as she grew up, showed a talent far beyond that of ordinary people. She started practicing at the age of 10. Now, at the age of only 16, one has reached the pinnacle of martial arts. Even if we look at the Dragon Kingdom, he is also one of the few arrogant figures. Therefore, Jiang Yunling, the future is destined to be the backbone of the Jiang family. Cousin, I've heard of your story these past few days. Jiang Yunling made no secret of her admiration and continued, if you're here, our Jiang family will definitely rise again. Chapter 9. Understanding Against Heaven. Tianzi Wangqi Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon hearing these words, Jiang Xianwen couldn't help but chuckle lightly. He raised his right hand, touched Jiang Yunling's head, and smiled. The Jiang family will once again become the world's first ancient tribe. Of course, it's not without Linger's help. Jiang Yunling's pretty face turned slightly red and she nodded forcefully. Cousin, I will definitely work hard. Great, I look forward to your performance. Jiang Xian smiled and chatted with the other party for a few moments. Then he turned around and walked towards a nearby bookshelf. Jiang Yunling was holding the ground-level martial arts and preparing to leave. Just before leaving, her footsteps paused slightly, and she couldn't help but turn back and secretly glance at Jiang Xian. In her beautiful eyes, a strange emotion flashed. Jiang Yunling's temperament has always been cold and aloof. I have never had contact with my peers in the Jiang family. I just don't know why. Since childhood, she likes to follow behind Jiang Xian's buttocks, one brother at a time. Like a little follower. I didn't expect that so many years have passed in a blink of an eye. The little follower has also become a beautiful embryo. Jiang Xian couldn't help but burst into laughter at the thought of this. Subsequently, he did not continue to think much, but casually picked up a ground-level martial art and flipped through it. This earthly martial arts book, fully titled The Heavenly Magic Palm, its grade level is specifically divided into the highest ground level. Even in the Jiang family, it is a rare treasure. As Jiang Xian kept flipping through, time slowly passes by. Until more than 10 minutes later, a pleasant reminder sound resounded from his mind. You have an incredible understanding. By observing the earth-level martial arts, Heavenly Demon Palm, you have successfully created Heavenly Demon Burial. The Heavenly Demon Burial. It is based on the foundation of the Heavenly Magic Palm and further optimized. Whether it is the method of use or the power, they are all several times stronger than horizontal. At the same time, its grade level has also reached the pinnacle of the heavenly level. Just earth-level martial arts, I can suddenly comprehend the top-notch martial arts of heaven level. What would be the scenario if I could obtain a higher level of martial arts? Jiang Xian thought of this. He couldn't help but feel some anticipation in his heart. However, he didn't continue to think too much. But instead, he picked up a treasure again. In the Jiang family's library, there are dozens of ground-level martial arts. Even the Daoist scriptures have more than 10 parts. If there is plenty of time, Jiang Xian can fully comprehend all of it. You have an incredible understanding. By observing the Taoist scripture, observing the sky, and gaining insights from it, you have created the treasure technique, Heavenly Sun looking for Qi technique. With a system prompt sound, Jiang Xian's eyes flashed with a hint of joy. Tianzi Wangqi technique. It is a lower grade of the holy rank, with auxiliary treasure-like spells. Use this treasure technique. Not only can you see the opponent's cultivation, but you can also identify their weaknesses. What's even more incredible is, the Tianzi Wangqi technique can also observe the opponent's qi luck. Undoubtedly, it is a holy level martial arts. Jiang Xian couldn't help but secretly sigh in his heart. So far, his personal panel has changed to Host. Jiang Xian, Realm. Luanhai Shenxiao Realm, Practice. Dao Jing will see Scroll, Holy Level Premium, Martial Arts. Heavenly Demon Burial, Heavenly Level Premium, Treasure Technique. Tianzi Wangqi Technique, Holy Level Lower Level, compared to before. Jiang Xian's panel has become incredibly gorgeous. Whether it's martial arts or treasure techniques. Take out any single item. All of them are enough to cause waves of bloody storms in the outside world. However, Jiang Xian has no intention of stopping there. I saw that he once again picked up a Daoist collection and began to carefully study it. As Jiang Xian continued to comprehend. At the same time. On the internet. The news of Jiang Xian breaking through again and achieving the title of martial lord spread at a terrifying speed. It only took half an hour before and after. It is already a hot topic on the entire network. Sleeping in the trough. Has young Master Jiang Xian broken through again? Once entering the royal realm, he ascends to the martial arts throne in 2 days. People can be evil, but they cannot be evil to this extent. This is clearly cheating, right? Back in the day, even Jiang Taishu, who had unparalleled talent, spent an entire year to achieve the realm of martial arts master. Countless netizens are all discussing this. Meanwhile, everyone also reached a consensus. That's it. With the presence of Jiang Xian, the resurgence of the Jiang family seems to have become inevitable. Yunhai City, Yi family. Master, the scout arranged by our Yi family in Tianhai City has confirmed the news. An old member of the Yi family looked at Yi Wentian in front of him and respectfully said. Jiang Xian, he has indeed broken through to the realm of Wuzuan. Jiang Xian. Yi Wentian's eyes were slightly cold, whispering the name softly. Gudong. The clan elder felt the chill emanating from the other party and instinctively swallowed saliva. However, he did not notice. In Yi Wentian's eyes, there was still a faint hint of strong fear. Jiang family has given birth to such a demon. How could he not be afraid of this? Master. The clan elder took a deep breath and spoke again, asking. If nothing unexpected happens, the young master should have almost reached the heavenly sea by now. Now that things have changed, should we call the young master back? Once this statement is made. Yi Wentian hesitated for a rare moment. Can be done in the next second. His gaze became firm again. No need. I, the Yi family, are determined to obtain this bloodline. Chapter 10. The Secret Realm of Tianwang Mountain, Master Kuangman. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Yi Wentian's attitude is extremely firm. Upon hearing these words, the clan elder's eyes flashed with a hint of doubt. He is somewhat incomprehensible. Although blood-derived mineral veins are rare. However, for the major ancient tribes, it is not a scarce thing either. Just the Yi family has more than 10 blood source mineral veins. Almost every year, energy sources continuously harvest tens of thousands of blood source stones. Therefore, why go to war over a blood source mineral vein? Do you think that's just an ordinary bloodline? Yi Wentian seemed to see the thoughts of the clan elders. He glanced at the other person and then said. The various mineral veins of the Jiang family have already been explored by my Yi family. A few days ago, a scout came to report. A mine vein near Tianhai City has been excavated with a top-quality blood source stone. He bought that top-notch blood source stone at an absolute high price at the first opportunity. That's why we kept the matter hidden. Premium blood source stone. The pupils of the tribal elder slightly contracted. Blood source stone is an important resource for martial arts cultivation. Used by martial artists, it can refine qi and blood, and strengthen one's own body and soul. On the market. Just a blood source stone can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars at a high price. As for the top-quality blood source stone, not only is it extremely easy to refine, but its effect is also hundreds of times that of blood source stones. In addition, it can also improve the physical fitness of warriors to a certain extent. Its value is in the billions. Master, what do you mean by? The clan elder looked cautiously at Yi Wentian and tentatively asked. I suspect that there may be more top-quality blood source stones hidden beneath that blood source vein. Yi Wentian paused slightly before continuing. Based solely on this, it is worth our Yi family's competition. Moreover, the secret realm of Tianwang mountain is about to open. According to intelligence, it was left by a strong warrior from 100 years ago. If you can obtain a large number of top-quality blood source stones, you can quickly enhance the strength of the younger generation. At that time, we will definitely win the inheritance. As Yi Wentian's words fell, the tribal elder showed a sudden expression. He finally understood. Why is Yi Wentian willing to offend the Jiang family and compete for mineral veins? Turns out, it's the benefits in front of us, too tempting. I can't bear the Yi family to remain unmoved. However, what this clan elder is not aware of is. There are still some words. Yi Wentian did not say it. That is, this strong warrior from 100 years ago. Their true identity. He is a follower of Jiang Taishu. Master Kuangman. In the past, this person was famous all over the world for his physical strength. Countless tribes have died under their iron fists. But even so, Master Kuangman remains loyal to Jiang Taishu. Not long after Jiang Taishu died in battle, Master Kuangman sat down on Tianwang mountain and passed down his legacy. Over 100 years. Countless warriors went to try to crack it. Among them, there are also many powerful warriors at the level of Emperor Wu. Anyway, the seal of inheritance remains unchanged. To avoid the destruction of inheritance. Warriors are also not good at strong attacks, they can only leave it unresolved. Time flies like a shuttle, changing the sea and fields. After 100 years, even the strongest seal will loosen. Yi Wentian stood up and looked at the direction of Tianwang mountain through the window, silently saying in his heart. This Wuzong inheritance. It belongs to my Yi family. Tianhai City, 10 miles north. Within a mine vein spanning over 10 miles. The workers are pushing their cars back and forth through the cave. Every time you step out of the cave, you are bound to load a whole cart full of blood stones. After placing the blood source stone in the designated location, they will immediately turn back. So constantly repeating. Except for these workers. There are still more than 10 young men and women wearing uniform white robes standing in the field. These standard white robes are the unique styles of the Jiang family. As for these young men and women, they are all descendants of the Jiang family, responsible for guarding the mineral veins here. The workers have been working continuously for so long, let them rest later. A female disciple looked at the scene before her and couldn't bear it. No need. At this moment, a worker in charge of pushing a cart suddenly stopped and looked at the crowd, shouting loudly. The treatment given to us by the Jiang family is already several times more than that of other families. If we take a break, we'll all be sorry for this salary. Once this statement is made, immediately welcomed the agreement of several workers around. Yeah. Back then, it was because of the Jiang family that the 10,000 clans were sealed in the cave. Even if the Jiang family didn't give me money, I would still work for them. Haha. Don't mention the rest. Young masters and ladies of the Jiang family, why don't you find a cool place to rest quickly? Not bad, you are all delicate and tender, not like us big and rough people. The disciples of the Jiang family couldn't help but feel waves of warmth in their hearts when they saw this scene. Rising with the warm current. It is a sense of pride as a disciple of the Jiang family. Looking at the 7 ancient tribes. Except for the Jiang family. Who can still hold such a position in the hearts of the people.